Wrong button. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time once more for ARC NASCAR Heat Cup Series Racing. Tonight brings us to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, which is actually my favorite track in the game. For it's the nighttime race. I almost called it by the actual event name at the corner. No, just the Las Vegas 200. We do not have the endorsement of South Point. Whatever that even is, I'm not actually sure. Probably something over in like Nevada that I don't know anything about because I'm in Minnesota. Couldn't be a whole lot further away from it. It's our field just finished off qualifying. So try to move myself around this chair. In an attempt to give a brief preview of the starting grid once it loads back into the lobby on the stream. Interesting. A rookie just took pole. And by rookie, I mean somebody that hasn't even been in a race I've commentated yet. John Vaught will be the pole sitter for the race. They ran a 30.4. How on earth? And he would be starting right alongside AJ Knickel, who ran a 30.51. So, he took pole by almost a tenth. And I didn't even know he had this game. I raced him in a different league, but 17 car field, at least concurrently. That is subject to change. Could be more people by the time we actually get the lobby set up and going. Third isn't on the screen, but I see that Alex Heredia is on the outside of row 2. The outsides of row 2, I mean, I guess, sure, that works. We have the countdown running. See if I actually have an invitation to the thing at all. Alright, yeah. Oh, Great House is third. Yeah, we can get like a quick overview of the grid here. Yeah, well, I already got through the first 2 rows. Those are like the most important ones. Fidel Fabian 5th, that is impressive, and also probably gonna slightly annoy me later when he doesn't run up there, but he's in that part of the driver list because, you know, we order based on qualifying in this game because we were programmed by a bunch of yahoos. Say we, it. I am now the game, I guess. I'm now Triple H or something or other. But any second now, we should be taking the green flag. And here they come up to the stripe. And we are green for the Las Vegas 200. John Vaught gets a good jump off the start and will take us down to turn number 1. I think that's the first, yeah, well, at least it's the first I've seen of him. I don't know if this is his first actual appearance in the ANHCS. But he is currently the leader, about to be contested by Mike Greathouse in the bottom lane, though. Down in there in the 1 car. I think that was Fabian trying to get involved. You know, we're getting turned by the 24 while he's at it. John Vaught will lead the first lap, and then some, at least. No further challenge from the 1 car of Greathouse. as Fidel and AJ are too wide for third place. The inside lane is, well, as it is at most tracks here, generally faster. Obviously, the really good drivers can make any lane work, but usually you want to be on the bottom, as you can tell by the way that John Vaught has run into turn 1. He never even left it a little bit. He does slide up on the backstretch though, which is kind of generally smart. Still pretty much holding the station as we head on to lap 4. You've already driven 6 miles. No, 5 miles, basically. I don't know how to numbers. Greathouse is looking, he's trying to find a lane, he's trying to find some way to get by this 10 car. He thinks he's faster in race pace, but, catching's one thing, passing's the other, as they often say. There's a reason that they do. Oh, he gets down the inside and he gives him a little bit of a bump up the racetrack, and that will probably give the 1 car the lead. He's got the 6 of Alex Heredia right behind him, and indeed, down goes John Vaught. All it took was giving him a shove, as is typical at NASCAR racing. Nobody's up there with him, so he's going to continue to just fall down the order, I reckon, as Heredia and Greathouse try to break away. Fabian is trying to get involved. He's 3 wide with the 10 and the 24 going into turn 2. He's gonna lose both those places. He's gonna also move the 24 up the track into the 10, just by getting a little tight on exit, I think. And the 10 is super far offline now. He's running the wall. More contact now with the 18 of Knickel being made by Fabian. And Jackson Altman is going to enter the picture as the new 5th place driver, possibly. He did not have the best qualifying. I believe it seems he may have started in 8th, based on how many button presses I had to make. But he is trying to squeeze his way into the top 5. AJ is not making it easy, though. And he will clear. Oh, contact made. AJ must have thought he was clear. He wasn't. Here comes the 22 of Tanner. He's trying to go around the outside of Altman. If AJ could do it, then I guess he believes he can too. Trying to side draft the 43. Gets enough of a slipstream off the back of Knickel and is able to make that stick. Meanwhile, Heredia moved to the race lead. I think I saw that they were too wide out of the corner of my eye. And the top 4, oh, well, Fabian had a really good run through turn 2. And he's going to be now side by side with 3rd place Musa Usman. Was, anyway. He might still keep a splitter there. Actually, it's not up to him. AJ Knickel will actually overtake him as a result. Or at least he should. And now Tanner Leskovich is going to do the same thing. It's Fidel on the inside getting trained on the outside. That's not usually what you see on this game, unless you're racing it like Kansas. Everyone just kind of going in a single file fashion, at least wherever they can. Not everyone is getting the same benefits as we complete lap 10 here from Vegas. I don't remember what we set out on for stage breaks. There was some discussion between the two moderators, AJ and Jackson Tate, regarding what to do for that. I think we settled on 40 and 40, or 40 and 80, I mean. Excuse me. I think that's what they settled on. It was either 40 and 40 or 25 and 50. Oh my god, 40 and 80! You can't do 40 twice, brain. Stop it. Those calculations are right. Fuel window, you get 30 laps in a tank, generally. You could maybe save a lap or two, or if you got a clutch, 4 or 5, probably. I don't have Deshaun Davis's broadcast up tonight. I instead have Jackson Tate's, as Davis's internet is not stable enough to do a live stream. But Jackson is, or does have the necessary internet. So Tate is the driver I'm seeing on, sort of just on my tablet. Jackson is, well, he's doing his best to make his way up the field, but there's just not much you can do at a track like this, when we're basically just running in a giant conga line of race cars. I see AJ up here is trying to use different lanes to try and basically just not clutter everything up all the way. I don't know if he might be made to pay for that if he does it wrong, though. He might just have Fidel sneaking a splitter in, and suddenly you've got a 2-car wreck. Or we could have already a nearly spin off of turn 4. That would also bring a caution out, I'm sure. If the leader spins and he comes back across the track, I think everybody else knows what's coming next. Altman has lost the plot of the top 6. By the looks of things, he may fall back into the clutches of Luke Allen behind him, wherever he started. 13th is where Luke Allen started, and he's actually been just overtaken by Thomas Taylor in the 2-car. He thought about taking it back, but his run has stalled, if he even had one to begin with. The front group is primarily Fords, as is the back group as well. The 2 SHR drivers bringing up the rear, along with James McDowell in the 34. So Ford at the front, 3 Fords in the top 6, but also the bottom 3 cars that are not in any train, really, are also Fords. I am wondering just why exactly AJ is running these different lines. Is it to take a line away from somebody? Is he trying to experiment, or is he just trying not to have a complete nose full of the 24 car? There's a lot of different explanations, and maybe it's a combination, but again, like I said, it's a risk. If Fidel Fabian decides he's going to go for bonus points, decides to put his splitter there, well, suddenly AJ is going to be under fire, and it's going to jeopardize the whole group just about, or at least the back half of it. Instead, though, it's actually the 24 car. Oh, the 4 is around. And we have our first set of pit stops. The 24 car, there he is going to try too wide with Greathouse. He will be denied, and he will instead be too wide with AJ, who he gets into a little bit and forces up the racetrack, which, just as I implied, allows Fidel Fabian to sneak in with the opportunity, and he will steal 4th away. Ew, my stomach is not happy with me for some reason. I can't imagine why it's upset. I haven't even eaten yet today. Anyway, it's not really the point. It's just a matter that there really isn't much of anything else going on. The top 6 just kind of together. Altman is on an island, and we have a few guys who are trying to make an undercut, such as Jackson Tate and Luke Allen. They'll be worth looking at once the lead cars pit, but they do not show any immediate indications of doing so. They'll probably all pit together, and they might just be stretching it for the stage if it is 25-50, not 40-80. I don't think it is, though. Still not going in. I don't think the lap counter on Jackson Tate's stream is accurate because of... I think he's a lap down from pit cycles, so I can't even... I think this is coming to 23 here, actually. Even if these guys aren't trying to reach the end of the stage, if it is 40-80, going longer is usually a, you know, is a viable option if you think there will be a yellow flag. But with how spread out the field is, I don't think there will be a yellow flag unless the 41 up here really has the problem being a lapped car. I think that's the, yeah, that's the 41. If he becomes a problem, or if, well, we have the first one pitting, Mike Greathouse dives into the pit lane. My head, or not out of my head, out of the controller. Probably messed with the commentary audio real well. Nobody else followed him in, and nobody else went in the subsequent lap either. I think I just saw Greathouse leaving the pits as the leaders drove by. I can actually just check. I know where he was on the grid. Yeah. He's on his way out, and there are the other cars that have already pit, so that was an undercut. I believe all these drivers split the stage in half, which points to me that it was lap 40 that the end of the stage will be on. In go the leaders. Actually, these cars had not pit yet. I don't know where they are in relation to Jackson Tate. That's what I need to figure out. Where is Mike in relation to the 7 and the 11 cars? And, you know, by extension, where will these guys return to the racetrack in relation to them? Where is the 7? There's Luke Allen. He's the one to really watch, because he was the leader of the cars that short pit. Wait to see as the camera pans back out. No, it doesn't. Never mind. I cannot see anything from that angle. Not amazing for him. And even worse for Jackson Tate. Oh boy, there's pinball up ahead. Well, then again, the cycles haven't completed yet. Jackson Altman is currently showing up as the leader, because he has not pit. Usman did. Oh no, I can't read. That's a 6. Where is... I went the wrong way. I'm an idiot. Alright, so the leader is currently in turn 2. I unfortunately have absolutely no idea. I'm guessing that's like AJ is in second. I have to be wary of this after Pocono, you know? The pit cycles are really weird if you don't have a leaderboard, because then I can't keep track of anything. And it's very easy, as we've seen, to just get everything misconstrued. Coming to the end of lap 30 here, though, so the stage does not have too much in it to go. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is just kind of what the running order is. Heredia is on his own. AJ Knickel and Mike Greathouse are fighting for second. The 4 car is the lapper, but the 22 car is not, and that might be 4th place. This is for position, though. Jackson Tate is starting to fall back down. I'm seeing this on his screen, and John Vaught just passed him, and Christian Matakansky is, I believe, trying to do the same thing. Yeah, looking at... yeah, that is for position down there. Not quite the performance I would have expected from the 11 car. He might be having to make some pit adjustments. Or it could just be, like I said, it is probably a case of just simply track position or lack thereof. That's probably the root cause for them. For him, I mean. Knickel still trying to find a lane against the 1 car, not really gaining much. I'm getting a cough is what I'm getting. It's a little early for my throat to go dry, isn't it? I'm not even a third of the way through the race. He's got Tanner with him now, so make it a 3-car battle for second, and that'll only help Heredia, because I'm sure they will be battling for those extra stage points, since we are coming near the end of the stage here. Lap 35 is now upon us. I'm starting to kind of consider too is, and for those who watch our F1 stuff, we did have a broadcast not so long ago that did not have commentary, and I'm beginning to wonder if maybe if the auctioneer's approach to commentary isn't the best if it's not necessary. I just noticed too. Okay, so no, we left on 35 by the looks of it, because that's the end of lap 35 and the stage is over. Right, I just looked down at Discord and I noticed that 3 different people tagged me telling me when it was time to join, even though I could already tell when it was time to join because I was watching a stream. Just find that funny. So I believe Alex Heredia is your stage winner over Mike Greathouse and AJ Knickel. Tanner Waskovich presumably 4th. Musa Usman, I think, probably 5th. Probably get the confirmation during the pit cycles here. AJ usually forwards some kind of stage results to me. Yeah. Well, actually Luis did, because he's, I believe, in the voice call. So yeah, Heredia, Greathouse, Knickel, Waskovich, Usman, Fidel Fabian, Jackson Altman, Thomas Taylor was 8th, Luke Allen 9th, and John Vaught swiped the final stage point as Jackson Tate lost pace at the end of that green flag run. So that is your stage 1. James McDowell, I believe, just barely, I think he's taking an EOL, but he did barely get out of the pits before getting lapped down. I suppose taking an EOL isn't really that much of an issue if you're already at the back of the line. He is currently the last place driver. As ahead goes, I don't know why, but there goes Ayrton Frederick on the apron, presumably to pit ahead of the pack. I'm wondering if perhaps he was just got hit under caution, because we have seen that before, and when that does happen, usually the driver who was wrongly collided with is allowed to go ahead and pit and return to their starting, where they were supposed to be before they were run into. And we'll see who can win the race off of pit road. It's usually not a big difference, especially since I don't think any of the lead cars really have a whole lot of damage that'll like really toss a wrench into anything here. Oh no, Heredia must have had something going on. Mike Greathouse will take the lead from him here. Wrong way. Yeah, Greathouse will seize the race lead. Heredia second. Waskovich third. AJ with not a pit stop he needed, or possibly just had damage. I saw him scraping the outside wall once or twice, so that is not impossible. Hydration obtained. Probably won't be enough hydration for the rest of the stage, but I don't know. Choose cone is where the start finish line and the white line intersect, I believe. So just be on the inside there to start on the inside. Looks like Waskovich did choose the outside, so I believe that might have just moved him up, because Heredia moved down. And indeed, so Waskovich will start on the outside of the front row here, but it is still Mike Greathouse in control. Field is bunched back up for the most part. We might be green right here. Those two cars in the back there, I believe, were lappers. They may be starting separately as a result of that. I'm not sure. But either way, just be ready to see if Mike Greathouse throttles up here in the Geico restart zone. I believe he has. We are green for the second stage of the Las Vegas 200. I definitely didn't just forget what I was commentating there. Heredia gets to second. Waskovich did not really get a start he needed at all, and he's already flirting with losing his top 5 standing. Heredia trying for the lead. They're 3 wide at turn 3, and it will be the 6 car, I believe, taking the lead away. Usman trying to follow him through, having limited success. I'm going to turn 1 again, and it is indeed going to be the one back to second, but he's got a really good turn 2 cooking, and he's going to get back alongside that 6 car, side draft him for good measure. But the 24 is pushing Heredia through the corner. Usman sneaking down the middle, 3 wide again on the exit of turn 4, contact made. Altman's trying to get a piece of the pie. Knickel's also not too far away. They're 3 wide behind the leaders now for 3rd place, and Altman might be the beneficiary of that, based on what I'm looking at here. Altman, the ultimate opportunist. He will get not to 3rd. AJ is going to be the one that got the run off the top somehow. I don't know how, but he got there. So it's Knickel to third. They're 3 wide over the line, just about. AJ, no, he's not backing out. Nobody's backing out. Usman has the advantage on the way into the turn, and it looks like he will maintain it throughout. Heredia will also sneak back to second, 3 wide with the 18 and the 1. Greathouse is just absolutely collapsing here. And now it is Musa Usman leading the way. After like a third lead change already in stage 2, and we're only about 5 laps into the stage, I believe, if that. Heredia is looking to be the next one to try and do that and lead the way. Yeah, no, it wasn't 5 laps. It was, I think, 3 into stage 2, and we've already had 3 different leaders. 3 wide for 4th place. Altman will escape that. Thomas Taylor has appeared out of seemingly thin air. He's almost seeking his way into the top 5 at the moment, sitting just outside of it in 6th. But with the amount of chaos I'm looking at, anybody could get anywhere right now. Altman gave AJ a little bit of a nudge, but then he meant for the pass instead. Did not quite work. AJ is just somehow managing to make that outside lane work, especially when the 6 and the 24 get together on the exit of turn 4. And it looks like Heredia might be making another claim at the lead. 2 wide into turn 1. AJ just about making it 3 effectively. But it's the 6 car back in the lead here from Vegas. That's our 4th lead change. We're going for the record here. Usman's not giving up either. We might be looking at a 5th lead change in the near future. AJ is a legitimate threat on the outside at turn 3 and 4. We're seeing this time and time again, but this time it didn't really work out. Thomas Taylor sneaks to 4th place in the fallout of all of that. AJ is left out to dry. Like that dirty towel you just used after a shower. Usman's trying to help Heredia break away. It's not really working. Greathouse is hanging. He's back to 3rd. He almost fell out of the top 5, but he managed to just about withstand what was going on. Most of the top 15 are still all in this collection of cars, effectively. Well, now it's down to like 9, but everybody's kind of around here at least. So the top 11 are still getting draft. Now it seems things have finally settled back down. Everybody has chosen survival over plundering. This is where I wish we could cut to a commercial break or something. With the NASCAR side-by-side, because obviously it's still worth putting the camera on this, but there's just nothing to say because they're driving in a single-file train. But too early in the stage to think about different future factors and other things that can affect the outcome, like a pitch strategy, or is somebody saving, and we're not late enough into the season to even discuss like points computations or anything. We're close. We're not too far away from that. Well, the next race will be the halfway mark of the season. I don't remember when the playoffs start, if it's last 10 races or if it's the last 7 races. I think it's the last 7 though. You have something developing back here. Where is the Canadian? There he is. He was fending off Thomas Taylor, but he's managed to defend his top 5 position. Yeah, so it's a 9-car train now. Jackson Tate and Luke Allen are a part of it this time. They were not a part of the train in Stage 1. And Jackson Altman hasn't fallen out of this one either. The only other difference is that Tanner Waskovich, after a really bad restart, and kind of getting shuffled out a lot, and probably run into once or twice, he is not in the train, and for a second I thought that was him up there, but I think that is the 34, not the 22, because again, they look really similar. They're both yellow and red Fords, and it's like the exact same shade of yellow. So every time I see one, I confuse it for the other. Yeah, you can just see based on... Oh, actually, that is the 22, because they're both there. Alright, so I guess they're mine. Waskovich is in danger of being lapped soon, because he is actually, in fact, behind the 34. Whatever he had in Stage 1 is just simply flat out gone. They're not catching him super quickly, though, which is interesting to note. I mean, obviously he's not down much on pace, even when the lead cars are drafting. We do kind of have this big chunk of 9 sort of splitting up a tiny bit, too, while we're at it. The lead 3 have a little bit of space. Jackson Altman is trying to close that back up, and I think he will do just that here on the front stretch. And he's going to bring AJ Kaneko with him. Thomas Taylor's trying to cling on to that. And then the back 3 of the group, so like Luke Allen, Fidel, and Jackson, not in that order, are trying desperately to stay there, and they're not really having the greatest of success. The lap car of the 22 was a little bit of a problem. Especially so for the driver we're on board with here, Mike Greathouse. His entire run through turns 3 and 4 was effectively halted. And looks like Jackson Altman managed to take advantage. Indeed, gets ahead of him. The 2 and the 18 in the background make some contact as well, which is also for position that would be for 5th on track. I'm going the wrong way again. AJ just put himself in the wall there. You have a steering wheel problem. It's been overtaken by Thomas Taylor. Marty, I think, he stayed ahead of him before, but now he's been passed on the straightaway. They both identically get in the wall the exact same time and the exact same way. Do the 2 and the 18. And AJ's going to try the outside of the 2 car to get back into 5th place. It seems he has succeeded as he crosses the line. That'll take us to the end of lap 60. We are nearing the halfway mark of this event. Halfway is 67. The battle's not over yet, and AJ putting himself back in the wall, but still getting back ahead of the 2 car, so this is a very unusual battle for position here I've ever seen. This battle has definitely split the field. We have the top 4 on their own, as we have the first set of green flag stops. Taylor and AJ both go in, as does Fidel Fabian. The lead four elect not to pit at this instance, and the two short pitters from the last stage, Luke and Jackson Tate, also elect not to go in at this instant. Michael Greathouse will make his pit stop, leaving only 3 cars in the front group. And Altman is barely hanging on to that group of, well, 2, just the 6 to 24. I think that was just the 6 giving the "I'm pitting in" signal. Man, I don't know how we got that one slowed down. That was a lot of speed being carried right there. Looking at the stream, Jackson Tate brings her in. Luke Allen continues around the track, however. But I don't think he's going to get any further unless he's really been using that clutch. When Jackson made his way in, he literally had a single lap of gas. And he's only taking a splash of fuel. Which has actually had a very interesting implication, as I think I just saw him. Yeah, he's on the pit road. He got out ahead of Jackson Altman, and right there with the 6 car, here comes Luke Allen as well. He's going to get involved. I don't know if this has become the new battle for the lead, per se. It depends on what happens from here, but that could be what we are looking at the moment. But looking down at the stream, man, the tires are not looking pretty. Oh, Luke's trying to save everything. I just looked down. That's why he came back into that group, because he is the leader. And he's not going to do it. He will have to come down pit road. But he literally will only need like half a can of fuel to make it around. So as Luke pits back in, I have to keep an eye on it to see who takes the lead back. He's not going to be in there for too long. I've gone the wrong way again, and he has in fact already left the pit lane. But he has not maintained the lead. It is back to the 24 car's hands. Musa Usman is now the race leader, somewhere on this driver list. He is on the back straightaway. As is, I think, the rest of the top 4. Altman is 3rd. I can't see. Oh, it's okay. So yeah, it is 6 car. Yeah, there's the rest of them there. Not done yet, though. It's not the end of the set. It's the end of lap 68. 2 to go in the stage, I do believe. 1.5, basically. Altman's trying to make a peak or something. He's trying to put some pressure on this 6. He can get a bonus stage point here if he gets ahead of him, obviously. That's how it works. And you know the goal in racing is to be ahead of people? Who would have thunk it? Final lap in state. No, that's the end of the state. What? Oh, because it's 34, not 35. Why would we do even numbers? Alright, so no, that's the end of stage 2. I forgot it's 34.68, not 35.70. That also brings us past the halfway mark as well. So Musa Usman is your stage 2 winner over Alex Heredia, Jackson Altman, Jackson Tate, Thomas Taylor, looks like AJ Knickel, Fidel Fabian 7th, Luke Allen probably 8th. strategy did not work. It's like John Vaught was 9th and possibly Greathouse 10th. I'm not really sure what went wrong for the one car there, I must be honest. Now here, most everyone comes back in for their pit stops. Ayrton Frederick does not pit this time. Presumably he was chasing a wave around. Yeah, he had the order right. I don't know what happened to Greathouse there. He only takes a single stage point out of this one here in stage 2. And he was at one point trying to take the lead. So his strategy must have just seriously fallen apart. That's all I can assume. Another oh my word, another lead change in the pit lane. Jackson Altman will grab the race lead away from both Heredia and Usman under the pit stops. Usman drops 2 places on that, as even the 6 car gets ahead of him as well. See if the choose cone switches the order around considerably. Usman elects top, so he will jump to 2nd over the 6 car. Tate will also go for the top lane. Okay, body is giving me all of the service lights right now. I'm yawning, I'm coughing, I have to go to the bathroom, I'm hungry. And I have to ignore all of it for the next, like, 60-something laps. Jackson Altman will be in control. We should be getting back to green right here to bring us into the second half and the final stage. Both work for the Las Vegas 200 miles. And we are back to green. The 24 maybe slightly jumped that, and to compensate, he's going to withhold from the throttle for a second. He is going to really lose some time there. He's going to get passed by Heredia. He might get passed by the 2 of Taylor. Tate got to the bottom. He might even get ahead of him. That's just a disaster restart for the 24 and, by extension, the whole entire top lane. Are we going to go through? Okay, no. Thomas Taylor thought better of that. But Heredia is going to go for the lead. I'm going the wrong way again. I really should be better at this by now. Heredia for the lead. Taylor in tow. 2 Fords versus 2 Chevys. Altman and Musa together on the top lane. But Heredia is going to get back to the lead. Man, I feel like I've said that about 8 or 9 times in this race alone. They're too wide in his mirrors. Taylor trying to get to 2nd to join his Ford, his fellow Ford. Altman not necessarily gonna give it up that easily. He will come back down and clear this 2. I was gonna say the 7. No. Wrong manufacturer. When was the 7 ever a Ford? I think maybe when Robbie Gordon had it. That's like real life talk rather than ARC talk. Ready is... No, he's not really contested right now. We've already pretty much gotten back to the single file standard fare. At least the top 7.5. For the most part, we got our two admins fighting it out here. Oh, actually... Oh, no. Tate is a... Tate an admin? You'd think I'd know this. I'm admin myself, but I can never remember the difference somehow. I'm just like an idiot, I guess. We got Usman and Taylor for third. That won't work. We also got AJ still trying to get fifth out of Tate's hands, and that will work. And now Tate is being passed by Luke Allen. He's been walled by Luke Allen, in fact. I mean, a few drivers have been complaining about him lately. I know there's a certain 43 car that's keeping an eye out on him, too. After things that took place at Pocono. And Heredia isn't his biggest fan either. .30 laps for a tank, but it's a 63 lap stage. If you can get 32 on both, you will be able to make it to the end. I remember AJ saying in the call before the race something to the extent of, there will be a caution in stage 3. If there somehow isn't, the race probably deserved to go to fuel mileage. And I'm thinking that's exactly what we're going to be seeing here, but you'd only have to save a total of 3 laps to make it to the end of stage 3. And you can do that over the course of both. You can save 2 laps on this stint and just save 1 at the final one if you want to. Perhaps that is part of Tate's plan, by the looks of things. He's got some damage, but it shouldn't be this much, and yet he's falling off out of the pack entirely. He's also in 5th gear. I don't know if that's the correct gear or not. I really don't. I don't play this game often enough. It's not like Project Cars, or if I were commentating, say, GT7 route, just be like, just a well of knowledge. I don't know about this game. I didn't get a single top 5 my whole arc NASCAR career. I don't know crap. I'm like the equivalent of if like Casey Mears were in the Fox booth, not like an actual legend of the sport like Kevin Harvick. Oh, I could not reach the button for that one. The button. What, brain? No, I was not zoning out. Tate's basically leading the train of mid-packers. Medikansky, Ayrton Frederick, Laskovich after recovering from whatever happened to him in stage 2, Deshaun Davis and John Vaught bringing up the rear of the field, or the rear of this train? Not the rear of the field, he's not in last, he's in 13th. They have a train of 6 cars, but they aren't really making many inroads on the 2-car, rather not even linked together train of Luke Allen and Mike Greathouse. Meanwhile, AJ is starting to lose the plot with the train of 5 cars at the front of the field. Now we got something that resembles racing. We got battles outside the top 8. Waskovich trying to get 9th off Matikansky. Matikansky will actually slide up into the wall and lose 4 places at one time. Ayrton Frederick will also get ahead of John Vaught at this juncture, and he's going to look for 9th on Waskovich as well. Where are you going, 27? Alright, he's just out of here. Okay. Meanwhile, nothing's changing up here other than the fact that AJ managed to just about claw his way back into draft range of the back of the 24 and stay sort of in this train of cars. Other than that, there's really nothing to report on there. And there's not a whole lot more to report on in the sort of lower midfield pack either. Except for Matikansky and Davis slinging out for 11th. Davis, I think, made some kind of mistake in turn 3, possibly. And that opened the door for the 3 to just slide on by. Moskovich will do the same, allowing John Vaught to emulate that, or try, and not succeed. Ugh. God. The tablet is being very difficult. There we go. We should be getting stops here soon. Looking down at Jackson, at least. He's got 4 laps left in his tank. I don't necessarily believe that these guys have been massively saving fuel either. It seems to me like they've been running at full speed for a while. Maybe AJ was saving a little bit, and that's why he was flying out of the train. It's entirely possible. Or, not falling out of, but kind of slipping in and out of it, and just kind of barely on the razor's edge of being in draft range off the back of the 24 car. You're seeing the first set of stops, though. And based on where he is on the track, I think Great House was one of them. Front group has cleared the lap down 27, or now lap down anyway, weren't before, and that has caused a bit of disarray, as well as the fact that 3 of the cars in this train of 5 immediately duck into the pits after passing him. Altman, Taylor, and Knickel will immediately pit here. I don't know why I said immediately. But there was no need for an adjective there. Oh. Now our 2 leaders go in. No, wait. They're coming out. Yeah, and yeah. Also, the 2 leaders are going out, though. Literal drag race off pit exit. Already trying to stay ahead of Jackson Altman. This is going to be a battle that rages on to the front stretch. Probably. Altman might hang out there. No, he will tuck back in, and he will not save the commentator. Yeah, we still have our eyes on the race leader. Alex has not been dethroned in any way, shape, or form. He is currently leading the pack. The attempt to look down at what lap we're on now. .35 to go. About to be 34 to go. So we're about to reach lap 100 here of the race. Oops, wrong button. This is indeed shaping up to be fuel strategy. Possibly. Although I don't know, because I'm looking at the Jackson Tate's onboard, which is the only context I really have here. We just come to 30 to go here, but nobody is going to have more than 25 laps of fuel in the car. Unless you have a clutch, unless you're Luke Allen, you're not going to be saving 5 laps of fuel. One of these days, I remember which way goes up. Reddy is either pit or he's disconnected again. Would seem about his luck if he were to disconnect like he did at, where was that? Sonoma, I think it was? Yeah, Tate's up a spot. I think the 6th disconnected while I was zoned out for the 5th time in a row. The 2 leaders have caught up to Rich Davis, the lap car in the 4 there. It's had an effect on things. They're just going to try and go on the outside of Altman. But with their cars in the states that they are, I doubt this is going to be too long of a fight. They're probably going to want to tuck in pretty quickly. Altman's keeping his nose there and not much more. 20 laps to go here. We're in the middle of lap 114. Which means that I just spaced out for literally 10 whole laps. Love to see that. And this is still the battle for the lead. This is now AJ Knickel leading the way from Las Vegas over Jackson Altman. Mention should be made while I have the information presented that Tanner Waskovich has managed to recover pretty soundly from his stage 2 problems. He's running in top 5 right about now. As for who's 3rd and 4th, I haven't the faintest idea, because Tate's 6th, he's trying to hold on to it against Luke Allen and John Vaught. Although Waskovich is now pitting, so it's possible he just really stretched the fuel or something. Or maybe he's out of fuel, I don't know. I think Thomas Taylor might be 3rd, yeah, and then Greathouse is up to 4th now. So he has also recovered from what happened on his stage 2, whatever that was. Yeah, I know Luke's the one to watch, because I'm sure he's the only one who's going to try and save to the end of the race. Silly-ass clutch. It just slipped, but honestly, that's a pretty minor swear, so I'm not really too worried about it. The train is extended. It is now a 5-car group. Behind John Vaught now we have Fidel Fabian, and I don't think that Scotty there is in the train on merit. I don't think he's 8th place. But I'll know if he passes the 10. And right now, it looks like he just might do that. Fidel Fabian shoots down the inside of the pair of them and runs... Oh, he runs the 41 up into his teammate. That's not going to be a pretty move to see later. I don't think that's going to be terribly popular either. Oh, that wasn't for position either. Oh, I think Fidel is on a different strategy, and he's pushing his way through the train, because he's, I'm looking down at the thing, and he's not making the places doing that, so that's just makes it honestly worse. So I reckon it's that, the guys up here, like AJ and Jackson Altman, they're just going full power. Full speed ahead. And yeah, if I just look down, Fidel's in 14th. He's pit already, and he's just hoping that some guys don't make it to the end on the stint. Jackson Altman, meanwhile, he's going to make it right now. He's going to try and get back to the lead. He had it earlier. Still 2 abreast as we cross the line. For what might be about 11-12 to go, I think. I'm going to have to see when Jackson comes back around in a handful of seconds on the stream. Jackson Altman clears for the race lead. They are on 14 to go. Okay, so 12, not super far off. We're on lap 120 then. And the fuel window is closing. AJ Knickel will go in. He's not even making an effort to save fuel. He's just going straight in at the earliest possible opportunity, knowing that probably half or 1 can of fuel will take him straight to the checkers. And then he's just going to go full tilt to the end from here. But he seems to be alone. I think he is, yeah, no, there's, I think, something else back there that vaguely resembles the shape of a car. I missed. There we go. John Vaught pits. Thomas Taylor was the other one. So yeah, he's not alone in there, but there are not many that are joining him in that mindset. Luke Allen is not pitting. Wow, brain. Luke Allen is pitting. He is not trying to save whatsoever. So that is certainly an interesting development. So that leaves, I believe, just the 43 on his own, somewhere on this driver list. He is now in the pit lane. And we'll have to see where he comes out in relation to others. Jackson Tate is now the leader on track. But he does not have the fuel to get to the end. So he will be in soon enough. You might just be watching him come in right here, as a matter of fact. We'll see if there are any other surprises afoot. As indeed, in goes Jackson Tate. Deshaun Davis, who's behind him on track, will follow him. In the background, just saw Ayrton Frederick dive into. 11 to go, but a can is worth 14 laps, so... Oh, that wasn't Frederick that pit in there. What was that then? It wasn't the 3 either. It looked orange, so I guess I'm just an idiot. AJ contending with the lapped car, but he is still right there with Altman as Jackson rejoins the circuit a moment ago. And he needs to get up to him. That is, I think, for the lead. Yeah, that's the leader. So, the race is on. And it is only a 2-car race. We will get no more surprises, just 10 laps of racing to the checkered flag. I don't know everything else, I just know that these two are the leaders, so I'm just going to put the camera here. Well, I actually put the camera on top of AJ Knickel's machine as he attempts to run down that 43. With the, how many laps to go here? 8 to go, I can read. I thought it was 6. I had to, squint my eyes to read the number. Ooh, a bit of a wiggle. Yeah, I get the feeling that he may have taken only 2. I don't know, Altman might have done the same. You're not going to get to the end on the original tires, but that means that his insides probably don't have a whole lot to give either. So expect to see more wiggling from that 18 car. I'm surprised we're not seeing any from the 43, all told. Five laps left from Vegas. Just over 7 miles of driving left to do. And it's not over. AJ, he's right there with him. He just needs to figure out when to try. But both of them are going to be on pretty worn out inside tires. I reckon they both took 2 tires. Four to go. Well, so Tanner is up to 5th now, so his undercut has kind of worked, at least against Jackson Tate, but I don't think he's going to get any higher than 5th. And I'm just looking at that in the background. I believe this is our battle for 3rd as well. Thomas Taylor with a mirror full of Mike Greathouse. I thought about, he peeked to the outside, he tried to send a dummy on the straightaway. I don't really know what the goal was there. 3 to go. Luke Allen in the meantime gets ahead of Jackson Tate. Down the inside goes Greathouse on Thomas Taylor, trying to take 3rd place away. At least these two are next to each other on the driver list. That one should be completed. Can't quite slide up though. Taylor's just about there. Now he is clear. So that's that settled. Should be 2 to go here for our 2 leaders, and AJ It is now his time, so he thinks. I mean, it's now or never, really. You got 2 to go. Vegas ain't exactly a long track. It ain't a short one either, but he's got some decent adhesion around the outside, but momentum is not what it needed to be to get it done. Still there. Be patient. Oh, they make a little bit of contact with the 43, or I just tried to make an actual commentary. Oh, he is clear, but the momentum stalled out. Side draft took place on the front stretch. 1 to go. Sponsored by, I'm not sure necessarily. Maybe IMB Racewear. Somebody's got to pick that up, right? We got like 5 sponsors. Down the back stretch for the last time. Doors colliding. And that's a big run for Jackson Altman. He sends it into the final turn. And I believe that that is victory for the 43 car. Nothing AJ can do for that one. Jackson Altman is your winner. That's not the final lap, is it? No, it isn't. I didn't look down often enough. So there's still more time, but AJ did just... that was still pretty decisive. This is the white flag. And AJ is not even next to him at this point, so it really is going to go the way of the 43 car. Jackson Altman, he missed last week, but he's the winner this week for the Las Vegas 200. AJ Knickel second. Third place goes to Mike Greathouse. Thomas Taylor fourth. Looks like that should have been Tanner Waskovich in fifth. Luke Allen's AI goes mental post-race at 6th place. Our pole sitter, John Vaught, manages in 8th place. Deshaun Davis, 9th. And Christian Matakonski will round out our top 10 finishers here from the Las Vegas 200. One driver who definitely had a disappointing run was Musa Usman, who's not even anywhere to be seen in the top 10. But that just about wraps things up here for the Las Vegas 200. How many times have I said that in this broadcast? Las Vegas 200, Las Vegas 200. I'm a broken record. Yeah. Definitely a slow burn type of race. The middle part was kind of just holding station, but that was just the setup for the finale. AJ did just about everything he could, but Jackson Altman is your winner. I am completely lost in my own tablet right now. There we go. But, another race in the books. I do not know what's next on the schedule. I really should have downloaded that image just the same as I saved the roster. But another race in the books. I suppose now is the part where we make note of our sponsors. The ones I joked about a minute ago. One of them should sponsor the white flag, honestly. That would just make for a funny segue. That's the word. But no white flag sponsors, but we do have these 6-7 people. To DIVEBOMB Motorsport, our premier title sponsor, a new media project made by motorsports fans for motorsports fans. SimLeaguePro.com, SLP, our main site for league management. They help league owners organize and recruit for all kinds of different series on basically any game you can think of to do a league race on. To SimRap Market, iRacing is the largest marketplace of professional level... No, I haven't had too many Rikerisms, so I guess it makes sense I'm doing it now. It had to be somewhere. Professional level livery designs and templates, along with custom graphics and number sets. IMB Racewear, ARC's sim racing apparel sponsor. Place to look for your gloves and boots for sim racing purposes. The Racing Rats, our mod partners for Assetto Corsa, not ACC, although there is a series for that starting up soon. The Racing Rats put out high-quality mods completely for free, and they're working directly with us to make our Assetto Corsa leagues run and run well. And lastly, James McAdam Photography and AJ Knickel Design, our partners in graphic design and photography, not irrespectively. I don't know why I said that backwards. But that is it from me and from the Auto Racing Connected broadcast. I think we might be off next week, actually. I'm not entirely sure. We'll know when we know. We'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, I suppose. But at least for now, that is it for me. Farewell.